What is up? It is Wednesday. We are just about a month away from the draft. Rookies are coming in, more news is coming out. Teams are declaring their players. It's crazy. Dynasty sucks during this time.
Because you don't know who you grab, you don't know how your guy's going to be effective for the future. Last year, you're like, man, I got all the quarterbacks. Next year, you're like, where all my quarterbacks go? Like, it's just like that all the time.
Yep. That's how it runs. News are saying that the Vikings are going to make their way up into the draft, which might change the outcome of your guys' JJ. If Jefferson moves because of that situation, because he doesn't like the situation, anything can happen. Like, we don't know. As we normally do, we start off Wednesdays looking at the most updated draft mock board database.
This last one was like, what the hell?
Which one did you have? Because this last one I have from Draft Blaster. Usually I have a CBS.
ESPN released one, and they had Marvin Harrison going to the Bears at 9. I was like, what?
That's too low.
Yeah, there's no way in my mind.
Yeah,
it's literally on the ESPN's front page. Like, what?
Yeah,
and the way they explain it, so they say that the Giants are going Malik Neighbors no matter what.
I see. For some reason, I see them going to receiver because even though I don't agree with it, I don't agree with it. I think they need to fix their line, which they just 100%. Don't like fixing their line. They just put anybody there. That's just the Giants' way. They'll upgrade the hell out of their D line and everything else, but the O line is the one thing they don't care about. It's weird, but it looks like they're going to get a receiver.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense. They're not getting quarterbacks, even though they hate Daniel Jones, and they're not getting getting an offensive lineman, Joe Alt right there. I don't understand what's happening.
I don't know. But the recent one out of Draft Blaster I got was Malik Neighbors is even in the top 5. He actually squeezed all the way to 10 to the Jets. So yeah. Coming out of this one from Draft Blaster is Caleb Williams at 1. Okay. Jaden Daniels going to Washington. The Vikings moving up to 3 and getting Drake May. That's the change. Mm-hmm. Marvin Harrison is still with the Cardinals. Joe Alt is going to the Chargers. That one's been fluctuating between a receiver and a tight end. And you probably know who that is. And then number 6 kind of been fluctuating between Rome Odunze and Malik Neighbors, which in this one they have Rome Odunze. Fashanu is back in the top 10 with this one. Going to Tennessee, which I like. Now. Yeah, Dallas Turner here at the Falcons, which kind of seems like the most likely outcome, because every single draft that I've seen since we've been talking about draft, Dallas Turner has just been Falcons. Every
one I'm going to talk about ESPN, Dallas turns to the Falcons.
Yeah, it hasn't been a single change. Everything else has changed at least once or twice at minimum. Even the Caleb Williams change happened. What's up, Brandon? Brandon's in here as well. What's with Jaden up? Damn.
Did you see it?
No. No. Oh, from his pro day?
Pro day. It was like, I don't know, like separated. Like you look like Skeletor.
he's a very thin dude though. He's not that big. He's not even 200 pounds, is he?
I think he's 205 pounds. I think he was.
Those are new measurables. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm not worried. I think as he gets older, he'll put on some more. Like, he'll get his coach and his training coach and work on him in the off season. So we'll see. But I still like him. He's a very good, talented dude.
I agree. I think he's one of the best.
What's up, Derpy? Ryan Cole. What's up, man? Interesting. But yeah, and then so after that, Brock Bowers went to number 9 here with the Chicago. Well, makes no sense to me.
3 tight ends now. It's just
yeah, I don't know. Brock Bowers there, weird. And then Malik Neighbors was there at 10, as I said. But I guess the biggest names that probably people kind of want to know in this from Draft Blaster, they have Bo Nix going to Denver at 12, Michael Penix at 13, which was kind of a surprise to me, over JJ McCarthy here at 16 with Seattle.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, so that was the latest one, and that was by Draft Blaster. Again, some of these are still the popular pick, but then some of these are kind of weird. So
all right,
I do believe Drake May does belong up there, though.
This one was released this morning. They got the Bears taking Caleb Williams, number 1.
You hope, Derpy. You hope. I know they are, but it's been a problem for years.
Jaden Daniels is 2 to the Commanders. Then they have Minnesota trading up to 3 and taking Drake May.
Okay, right? So it's similar. Everything's still kind of the same. Okay.
Then they have the Cardinals trading back. Denver trading up to 4 and taking JJ McCarthy.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. So 4.
And then we get the John Harbaugh freaking. Oh, it's the number 1 draft pick at 5.
And Marvin Harrison, they have it right now. Marvin Harrison, but they also say it definitely could be Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, bro, it's good.
There's no way.
If it's 4 QB, it's gotta be Marvin Harrison.
Unless you're trading down.
Ain't no way you're gonna skip out on that. Like you let go of Mike Williams
and Keenan McCardle,
and you traded Keenan Allen.
Yeah,
you get Marvin Harrison to accompany QJ. Like you have 2 6'4" receivers,
6'4", and one who's a burner.
Like 2 really explosive dudes. One of them needs to.
And one of them could catch.
One of them is like 50-50 on catching, but they're still good receivers. So you kind of have to go with that.
I agree.
They just re-sign your tight end. Like it's just, that'd be so great for them. The problem is, here's the thing. I don't know if I would still want to be drafting them for redraft this year because it is a Harbaugh system he likes to run before he passes for some reason.
But Marvin Harrison did that in Ohio State. In every opportunity he got, no matter what, he really took off.
I understand. But for Dynasty, I'm still taking him. Because once Harbaugh's gone or something horrible is going to happen. Like it's just, I don't think Harbaugh's going to stay there. I don't know.
I think he's there 3 to 4 years.
Either you take Harrison, knowing that Harbaugh's probably not going to pass that much, but that's still value you could probably trade off next year. I don't know.
Yeah, there's no way you do. I mean, you have him. You stick with him.
But what if that's the outcome? What if that's the outcome though? Because if Harbaugh, you know how Harbaugh is.
But Herbert has the ball, and Harbaugh is in love with Herbert, and said time and time again he has the best throwing motion. I want to put the ball in his hands as much as possible, but I have to balance it with a running game. So
I don't know.
If they're able to balance it with a running game, but still use Herbert, who has probably one of the most beautiful balls I've ever seen and great throwing motions I've ever seen. If you could balance that out, Marvin Harrison, I do. QJ might be a problem. QJ might not get the ball as much, but I think Marvin Harrison will be forced the ball.
Probably. If not, what to say, Garrett. So, I want to say, so ideally yes, but I'm gonna tell you no. Gus Edwards has always been a number 2 back, 3 back, like 2 or 3. And he's always been trying to fight for a spot. He was never a starter. He was never, but they're telling us that he's going to be the guy. I do not believe it, because even if they went back into the draft and got themselves another running back, that running back is just going to be just as good as him. You have 2 low-end RB, like maybe top-end RB2s, okay? Top-end RB2s that are fighting for the same position that are probably going to be exactly the same guy. Unless they get
he's more comfortable with.
Unless they get Allen, then maybe that'll kind of balance it out. Benson and Edwards, or Allen and Edwards. I don't think the other guys will be anywhere outside of the realm of what Edwards already is. So yeah,
I can see Harbaugh loving Blake Corum though, and giving them the opportunity.
Gus Edwards. It's another Gus Edwards.
Who does he like? Who's going to get the majority of
the Well, that's the thing. But did you know though, like it has to be Corum because he played with them last year. But why go get Edwards? That's what I'm like. Okay,
just to have an older guy to be there that wasn't reliable, because Blake Corum gets hurt every single year.
Yeah, I know, but it makes like this is gonna be a proof point if he liked Corum or not. If he doesn't draft Corum, then that means
no one should. If he doesn't draft him, nobody should draft him.
Well,
you know him.
Yeah. And here's the thing: if he goes, hold on, let me see where their picks at. Where are their picks at? What? I know they're at the 5, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. At the 5, do they have their seconds? Do they have their seconds, their thirds, their fourth? That's what I'm looking at. So they have their second, the third, okay. So they have all their picks.
Yep. And don't they have
with the
extra fourth?
Yeah, the extra fourth.
Yeah.
If Corum is not drafted by their 4th pick, that's gonna worry me.
100% great. I mean, if he's not by the 2 4th picks, Blake Corum is not drafted
by the Chargers.
But yeah,
like the only people I think that would probably take him is people in the 3rd, or teams in the 3rd.
Okay. Yeah, late. I see him late 3rd getting drafted. Yeah,
teams in the 3rd or early ass 4th, and it's gonna be the teams ahead of them. But if Corum is still sitting there at 4 after their first 4 pick, because I don't think they'll go with the Chicago pick at 410. They have to go at 4-5.
Yeah, because you can't wait that long.
No, I don't think you can, because if you think about it, if say you go 1, 2, 3, right? No one's drafted. Now we're starting the 3rd round. The Bears probably may or may not. Washington will, and because Washington
Carolina.
won't.
It's Carolina.
Washington won't.
Washington. Right.
And I think the Cardinals might take them.
I did 2 or 4 mock drafts yesterday, and the Cardinals took a running back in the 3rd or 4th round every single one.
It's probably going to be the Cardinals just before them. I just don't know if because you got to remember that the Ravens are sitting at the 30 spot at the end of the 3rd, and that's not a bad spot for them either.
I love Justice though. I think Justice is the future. The Ravens, but maybe. So I'm gonna go back through everything we have right now. So Malik Neighbors I had going to the Giants, wide receiver out of LSU. Then 7 we had Joe Alt going to the Tennessee Titans, which makes perfect sense. I think every mock draft you've seen, if Joe Alt's there, the Tennessee Titans are going to grab him. Only thing you're going to go for Fashanu if Alt is not there. And as you said, 8 Turner might as well go get his Falcons jersey today. He can go get it right now. Choose his number because he's going to the Falcons. That's happening.
I don't see any way around it. That's the one spot they need.
He's this year's Will Anderson. That's what he is.
That entire line is old. They're old as shit.
Right.
They're old as shit. They're good, but they're old, and it's time. It's time. Ellis plays okay. If you tell me Ellis is an edge, I understand that, but he's also designated as a linebacker, but he plays a lot of edge. The edge part is kind of like, but there's no designated dude for that. Give Ellis and him, and Ellis isn't too bad. Like,
you guys surprised me deep that line. I'm not. You're pretty deep, especially in the middle. You have you're pretty too deep, pretty much, that could play and be starters. So I think, but putting a star like Dallas Turner there, especially with Kirk Cousins and all the stuff all the talent you have on the offense, makes perfect sense, perfect logic. That's why everyone says Dallas Turner is a no-brainer unless they go Jared Verse, which I have no idea why they would.
No, they're the gap is too big between those two. Like, Verse is good, I get it. Like, there is no problem with Verse. I'm happy with Verse.
I think Verse plays the run better. I think Dallas Turner's ceiling is off the damn chart.
Yeah. It's like Walker, and like I will never.
I just said Walker thing.
I will never let go of that draft ever. When Hutchinson should have been the 101, and instead those idiots got Walker. Hutchinson should be a Jaguar. and I will never let that go until Hutchison's contract ends with Detroit and signs with Jags. I will never let it go. I don't care. Everyone and their mom knew that Hutchison was better, and then just because Walker had a better pro day, that don't mean nothing.
That's what the Jacksonville messed up. But I think Hutchinson going to Detroit and being in Michigan was a match made in heaven.
Oh, hell honestly. Yeah. I bought his jersey. I have a Hutch Detroit Lions jersey. Like, I would never have thought I would actually no, you know what? I like it. He's cool as hell. I like him. What's up, Kadani?
I don't think he ever leaves.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry, I missed this one. But yeah, you're thinking Corum as well. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Corum should be the guy there, but it's gonna prove if John Harbaugh actually liked them.
Unless they trade up. They trade back into the third round and grab him. If they do that, then you know that he really likes him.
He just shouldn't go past that first fourth. What's going on, guys? How are y'all tonight? To quote the greatest tow mater. I'm happier than a tornado in a trailer park. Yeah.
I was just watching Cars yesterday, so I knew exactly what he was saying.
Yeah. But I 100% agree with
the outsiders there. That's just
with Corum should be going to the Chargers. Yeah, if that doesn't happen, that might worry me.
You literally got rid of your guy because of you want him coming.
Yeah, and I like Corum too.
That makes sense.
I like Corum too. I think he's interesting to me. We've talked about him.
He's a better football player than he's going to have statistics. Like, you don't look at his numbers, you're going to say, okay, whatever. He's short. He's not that fast. But guess what? He knows how to play football. You hand him the ball, he gets positive yards. Mm-hmm. That's what you really need out of your running back, that he never gives you negative yards. He's always getting and he finds a way. Blake Corum, you give him the ball within 5 yards of the end zone, he's going to find the end zone. That's just what he does.
Yeah.
He's special in that way. So, I mean, I think that would be a good fit. It make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Especially with this year, the running back situation is not great. And we've said this a million times. These running backs coming in, they're all projects. They're not designed or have the talent enough to come in and make a difference right away. It's just not. They're not. Like, they're talented. They could be, next year's Mitchell or freaking Williams. But again, it's not like they're coming in. No, we didn't know about those two guys. They just happened to show up.
Who the hell knew?
Yeah, Williams and Mitchell, they just kind of surprised us. We're like, oh, okay, all right. Well, here's the thing. Can one of these guys do it? Yeah, I absolutely think so. But it's just, we don't know which would.
I think they have to go to a team that's talented around them, that has a good offensive line, and then they can do their part.
Right.
Yeah.
So
but they're not going to be them special, Bijan Robinson without any talent around him. He still does something.
Right. It's a dart throw from the building next door.
Yeah.
Are you going to land the right one? Who knows? Maybe. Yeah. So, yeah. Ryan pulls my offer is a big bag of chips and 62 cents on the number one. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how it goes, man.
He might.
You know what? Ryan Poles would be like, that sounds like a good deal, Derpy. I'll.
He'll say, what type of chips?
What type of? Then that'd be barbecue, man. Barbecue.
Flaming hot. Flaming hot.
But no, we're on the running back topic right now. I kind of want to talk about Najee Harris. Najee Harris. Are they going to sign his 5th year? Do they do his 5th year?
They have to May 2nd to figure this out.
Right. So if they don't, we're definitely gonna have to hear some type of negotiations here quick before, whatever the hell, by next season, because if not, he gets to walk. And I'm sure there's gonna be a hell of a lot of teams that are gonna want someone like this.
Yeah.
He's
talented immediately. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's talented. And the thing is, he's the perfect guy. Like, honestly, he's probably a good locker room guy too, because how many times have we heard him actually do anything outside being negative about Warren being there?
Nope, never. And his offensive line loves him. Warren always says he's a good teammate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know how much is it because you had the best coach in the league there, but I think he'll be a great fit in Dallas.
So
Najee Harris in Dallas would be a great fit.
We don't. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to place him anywhere yet because we still have next year's draft and trades within the season, and I want to know if like I want your thoughts on if is it worth keeping him or do you look into next draft and just keep Warren?
I think you hold on. You at least sign him to a 5th-year option. Sign the 5th year. You don't negotiate anything, and you see what he does. Because with these new quarterbacks, you don't know what type of running back's going to work better.
Right.
It's possible that Warren takes the job and you're done with Najee after that. You know, you can just whatever, let him go. But if Najee might work, that the power back might work better with those guys, you know, that might be perfect for them. And then now you have your new quarterback for the future and your running back because he works better with whatever guys makes it. So I mean, I think you have to sign him and see what you got.
He offered you barbecue flaming hot.
Well, you know, me, I ain't taking it. I'll take it to the watch the Commanders for the haul that they will give us. But yeah. Ryan Poles might take your chips. If Khan calls him, answer's probably yes.
Yeah. So my opinion, I think I kind of have to agree with you, man. It's not easy to find a running back. It's not. The Chargers have been trying for years. I think they finally just kind of gave up and they're like, you know what?
You're never going to be healthy. Where's this
Yeah,
guy?
you're never healthy, and every single guy we bring in, they're just hot garbage. So, you know, they step down to lower levels to Gus Edwards. I'm not saying Gus Edwards isn't productive because he has been, but the problem is he just like is he able to do this continuously? Because usually it's like him sharing time with another back.
He's
There's
a
only been a
perfect
few,
safety net, though.
right,
If you're
but
falling, he's going to catch you.
but for a main role though, I can't no, because he's always like I said, he's always shared, and he's only had one or two guys or one or two games where he was the guy. And even then, they didn't run that much for them games. So he doesn't have a big enough resume to be a real workhorse. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm not liking that. So again, I agree. Keep him there. Exercise the 5th year, and then kind of go from there and see if you if it comes down to it. Right now, the NFL probably wouldn't give a first for him.
No.
They'll probably give him a second,
because
only a second,
only
maybe
year.
only a third or something.
Because only 1 year that you have to pick up the 5th-year option and you got to pay him. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a third or fourth that you get.
Yeah.
If you had controllable years, like 2 or 3 controllable years, I can see you getting a second. But no, you could probably get like a third or a fourth. So
Yeah.
it's not worth it to you. For me, I'll just hold on to him.
Yeah. No, I agree. And then hopefully if it comes down to it, next year studs at the running back position maybe. Because I know this year is not the case. It is not the case. Hell, even Houston went after freaking Joe Mixon
and signed a 2 or 3 year deal.
Like that's bad. So, good for him. I think that's a good spot for him, honestly, for Joe Mixon. Because they're going to be a pass heavy kind of offense over the runs.
Catch the ball out of the backfield, and you don't have to worry about him worrying about all these runs. Run the ball 8 times, he's happy.
So yeah, overall, keep Najee there. I 100% agree. But then another player that is of recent news is Dak Prescott. The Cowboys have agreed that we're just going to play out this year, and he's aware of this. So could this be a good thing or a bad thing? Oh, no, first of all, hold on. Before we get to there, what are you doing with Najee Harris if you own him on Dynasty?
I will go to whoever has the 110 or 112 or whatever and say, are you willing to give that to me for Najee Harris right now?
For
Today.
this year's first.
This year's first. The end of the first round, because you're not going to get a better running back
You think
in
you
the
could get him
draft.
for a first still?
I think you get a one that for end of the first round. If
Like the
someone's
end of the first
desperate,
round?
yeah, if someone's really desperate, I think they'll say, okay, am I going to grab Braylon Allen or am I going to go, can I get Najee Harris?
I don't think. See, maybe
Depends on how
111,
it goes.
112. I don't think I could give you a 110.
Yeah, 110 because you might be able to get a defensive
Because
player right there that could change your entire
I don't
everything.
think I'm gonna give you a 110 for
But if,
Najee.
let's say you won the title last year, right? You're in
Okay.
12th team. All right. You
Okay.
already have a good team, but you need help at running back. Najee Harris is the perfect person to dangle in front of you because you're not going to take one of these rookies, but he's young enough that you can roll with him for another 5 years and he might add to your team. I think that's the perfect person to ask. I actually think it's better at the
If
112 than at 2-1. You know,
because I'm
because
putting
the
myself
2-1.
at the 112 position. I'm okay with giving you the 112 for Najee, but I'm not giving you anything else.
No, I think this is the top you'll get. I wouldn't even be surprised if the 112 guy asks you for a fifth back. Which if you do a Najee in the fifth, you
Would you
say
do
okay.
that?
I probably
You'd
would
give me
still.
a fifth and
Najee for the first
for
number
my
one.
first, my 112, Najee in a fifth.
Yeah, knowing
Do
that I'm not going to be replacing Najee, the only thing I'm doing with Najee now is hopefully I have enough running backs. That's the reason I'm giving them away. But if
But
I
if
can
you
get
don't
another
have,
first rounder for that, that's my first round plus his first round. I can get rid of my fifth. That's okay.
okay, all right, okay, all right. Let's go to Dak. Dak will be on a new team 2025 roster. That's what it seems like, basically. After the 2024 season, I don't think they're going to exercise it. It doesn't seem like they're talking about it. I don't know. They're both happy where they're at, but the problem is, it doesn't seem like it's a mutual agreement that they're not going to do anything about it. So,
Why would you? Honestly.
no, and I think that his level of talent, we've seen him produce wins and we've seen him do good. We've seen last year he was almost MVP. He was in the running for MVP. So that's he's a pretty solid guy. And I can't say again, it's too early to say where he'll go. But again, like I can't pinpoint because we haven't even gone into the draft for this year. So the point of talking about where they might go is too early for all that crap.
Yeah, but
But
you see the fit. He's a guy who gets the ball out. He gets the ball out quick. He
mhm,
does read the defense pretty well. He's good with talent around him.
mhm.
So like places that have those type of openings that might have maybe an older quarterback, knowing that Dak could probably be there for another 10 years, might be a good fit.
I think Dak will have the option to go to a team of his desire with enough weapons and protection around him.
I think so
And
too.
by next year, that might be a team. I could probably maybe pinpoint a few of them.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to say anything
Because you don't know what's
because
going to happen in this draft. Because you don't know who's going to grab
exactly.
someone, Stidham or Stetson, whatever. Or there's so many quarterbacks that might end up being good quarterbacks that could be second, third rounders. Then that goes away.
Right. So, but yeah, no. Sorry, Cowboys, but he's gone after next year. So enjoy him now. I hope
And what did they do to make entice him to stay? Nothing. They
nothing.
do nothing this offseason. They haven't signed anybody of any importance.
Which is so bizarre to me. The most bizarre is that you have money. You're not broke. There's still an like let me who's still available first of all. Like this just there has to be somebody that they need that could be good on their roster.
But there's a
That
lot of
I
things. I mean, Jadeveon Clowney just signed a 1-year deal with the Carolina Panthers.
That's true. That was today, wasn't it?
Yeah. So like you could have got him.
Let's see. I don't think they'll go after J.C. Jackson.
No, it's too much of a project problem. Don't
Yeah,
know. You don't get
Emmanuel Ugba is kind of sitting there. Randy Gregory, no.
not that again. They're not doing that again.
Yeah. Tomlinson. Lakin Tomlinson's probably a good old line there, but again, it's something that I don't know. Like Tyler Boyd is still a Yannick Ngakoue.
They lost their starting guard and left tackle, correct?
Who? Jets?
Dallas.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Tomlinson could be a good fit there. Charles Leno, if he still decides to play. Tyler Boyd is still kind of floating around there.
I cannot believe no one signed Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, I don't know. Fletcher Cox, he retired, right? Like he announced it?
Yes. Yeah, he's out.
Are they not really going to re-sign Gilmore?
It looks like they're going to let him make him walk, or he takes the deal that they want him to take. Or are they trying to just tank all of this? They don't care. Or do they love Trey Lance this much?
Why would they? No. There ain't no way they're going to. No way. Ain't no way.
They have no one at left guard right now but TJ Bass, who's still hurt.
Next year's draft for QBs, man?
Yeah. But 2025, 2026, I mean,
yeah, I think that's 2 years.
And maybe Trey Lance, they let Dak walk, and they give Trey Lance a 1 year prove-it year in 2025. And if he does well, you sign him. Doesn't do well, go ahead and draft you a quarterback.
Next year's draft is so off the wall draft. It's nothing. All the non-regular redraft fantasy people will not like next year's draft. Let's just put it that way. It's going to be corners, linemen, defensive guys like the line and safeties. The top guy next year for them is going to be, if they don't play IDP, right? It's going to be what's his face opposite from Harrison, Mbuka.
Mbuka. Yeah,
Mbuka and the tight end out of Notre Dame.
Oh, okay. Those
are the Nesbitt.
Nesbitt, yeah. Okay, and then quarterback.
I'm gonna have so much fun with him. Look. If we don't have Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear, Nesbitt up in this channel by next year, I'm gonna be disappointed. Every time that man, and I hope he has a good career. Why? Because if he's on a starting roster and he has a horrible week and he shits the bed, I'm gonna have that whole Nesbitt clip every single week that he has a horrible week. I can't wait. I am Mrs. Nesbitt. But yeah, no. So next year's draft is going to be interesting. QBs aren't going to be there. It's the 2026, like Brian said.
Ewers, I think, will be good. I think he has talent. I really thought that he was going to leave because I thought they were going to make Arch Manning be the star. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I just can't believe he's staying at Texas. Because I think Ewers would have been drafted.
Well, wasn't he supposed to come out this year? Was he too young?
No, he decided to go back. Everyone thought he was done. Arch thought that he was going to be gone. That's why he went to Texas. And then all of a sudden he came back. And then do you not take a Heisman finalist?
I mean,
you know.
Right now, QBs are going to be weird. Next year, oh my God! So that means Dak is going to have a prime position for a team.
Number one. I think Dak's. That's what I was going to say. With Dak,
Dak is going to love his paycheck next year.
He's going to be he's going to have an opportunity to be a Kirk Cousins type of quarterback for the rest of his career. For the rest of his career, he's going to be doing 3-year, $100 million contracts, or 3-year, $120 million contracts for the next 3 years. Like every 3 years, he'll get under $120 million.
Yes.
And then by the time of his career, he could have $400 million.
Dak is going to be the next Kirk.
Tell you, it makes sense.
Yeah, Braden, we're on the same level. We're on the same level. Yeah, he's going to be the next Kirk. Yeah, don't you see the hat? I'm telling you, Nesbitt, the tight end out of Notre Dame. I think it's Brunswick or Brewis. I don't know his name, his first name yet, but his last name is Nesbitt. So yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm looking because you're right. The we're not gonna get any like actual legit QBs next year, man.
Like literally, I'm telling you, Ewers is pretty much the only guy. And you want to know who Ewers is? It's Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
He's good enough to make your team. He could play a couple of games for you. He's not going to be a star. He's not worth the first overall pick.
I wonder if there's any if anybody's already mocking for next year already. Some of these Devy leagues, and if you guys don't know what Devy leagues are, they are developmental leagues. Basically, you get to play fantasy football as college. It's like a minor league for your main league. It's so
you could grab.
You thought Dynasty was say what? Yeah, if you thought Dynasty players were degenerates, no, these guys are a whole nother level. Like you're trading okay, Dynasty, you got your draft picks. Those draft picks are already players, and then you got more draft picks in order to get incoming freshmen. Like you're drafting these dudes from high school, hoping that they have a good college career, up level your draft pick, and you could trade them for a draft pick coming in for the following. It's a whole nother freaking ball game. I'm not even gonna get into that.
That reminds me now that Deion Sanders,
Bryson Nesbitt.
You heard what Deion Sanders said about first of all, you said about Caleb Williams. He told Caleb he should be pushing his way out of Chicago because he's not going to do well in cold weather. Then he said, when Shedeur, he's going to be either 1 or 4, because that's how they're going to go, and if Shedeur is up there, I'm going to be just like Eli Manning's dad. I'm going to push him to where I want him to go. And I realized Shedeur is probably the top quarterback prospect next year. He's probably the number 1.
I don't know. Braden, just give us a list. Curtis Rorick, Cameron Ward. Oh yeah, Cameron Ward. Why is that? Miami? Sanders, Bonin, and then Ewers and Riley Lode and
Riley Leonard, yeah.
Yep.
I still say Carson Beck. Carson Beck is going to be up there. What's his name? The dude from
there's still a lot of quarterbacks that aren't mentioned here, though.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is like Rick is from okay. Okay. All right.
Well, and
see, that's the thing, though. Like, look, these guys. Yeah, but none of these guys are Dak, though. Like, let's put it that way. None of these guys are Dak. Ain't no way none of these guys are going to be as good as Dak.
I don't know. That Shedeur could be something. I think Jalen Milroe has the opportunity to be something special, possibly playing in Alabama, but no longer having Nick Saban. How does that affect him? I don't know.
I think that
another year under Nick Saban, he would have been a top quarterback prospect.
Maybe, but the thing is, I'm overall thinking about what Dak's situation is, and I don't think. See, the Cowboys are doing something weird here. Like, they have never actually done this. Like, they usually have a backup already in place. So, and it's kind of like what you said. There's no way they believe in Trey Lance as much.
I was like, maybe Trey Lance is going to get his opportunity there. That's crazy to think about.
This is weird. Yeah, I don't know. That's next year's problem, though. I mean, who are the top 2 QBs next year in Sanders and Ewers, at least in paper right now? Rorick is probably in there, yeah. Don't forget about my boy KJ Jefferson, all right, guys? Like, I'm telling you right now, KJ Jefferson's gonna make a comeback, all right?
I don't know what happened there.
He entered the transfer portal, went to a much shittier school. He went to West Central Florida or something like that, or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember what it is. So yeah, I don't know. It was like he should have stayed there with the Sooners. Should have stayed there with Sooners. Yeah. Mertz, Howard, Cage. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Yeah, let's. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, UCF. Yeah, there you go. Shine a little light on KJ. All right, that's my guy.
Carson Beck makes sense. Yeah.
KJ
Yeah,
Jefferson is lightning. Like, he's just athletic dude. Like, I don't put lightning speed. I'm just saying he's just a fun player to watch.
You say Drew
But anyway.
Allar, the dude up from in Penn State, that they're saying is going to be the ish next year.
Really?
Yeah, they saying that he's going to be unbelievable next year. I want to see it.
We'll see.
I want to see it because Penn State's never had that guy. So
I don't know. So many things, and then the next thing look, all I know is Dak's going to be somewhere else. And whatever team they pick him, they're going to pay some high dollar value, and he's going to be happy there. I think that's what the case is going to be.
I think that no team's going to look at the guys that are coming out and say, I need to have this instead of paying Dak.
Yeah.
Especially someone who's getting rid of a quarterback. I mean, what is that? What is that list? That's the Jets, the Rams. I mean, anyone who with an older quarterback, any of those guys could do that. Just what it is.
To me, it makes no sense on why not to keep him.
I think that might be what happens. They look at each other like 3 more years. It's just here's 3 year, $20 million contract. Here you go.
Why not? I just they're gonna lose out on talent. That's all I gotta say. And it's gonna be a struggle bus for them because you can already tell it's kind of a struggle bus. It's been like that for a while. No matter how much talent they have. Damn, I feel bad for CDF next year. Moving on. Let's talk about these rookies, man. Because otherwise we're gonna get into Daniel Jones, and I don't want to talk about him. Yeah. All right. Jeremiah Trotter, Clemson, linebacker. I kind of like this guy. I think Brian's kind of faded on him just a little bit, but he's still talented. He's still good.
Just small, a little bit smaller than I like, especially for someone who seems to be, he's good at pass defending and good at pass rushing, but he's not big enough.
Mm-hmm.
He does both.
Yeah. I think at some point though, like I think he a lot of these players play a lot bigger than what they freaking are, man. So I think this is gonna be one of those guys.
Third down and 12. He has the look. I mean, when you look at him, like, man, he's a baller. But once again,
absolutely.
He can intercept the ball and sack. Like
absolutely. But again, like you said, he's a little bit shorter. He's 228, I believe. Yeah, but he did run a 4.4, which I'm okay with. I like that. Like he's got a little bit of speed on him. Like I like my linebackers that have 6 or 4.5 at least.
He ran a 4.6.
He ran a 4.4.
He ran a 4.4 shuttle.
No, is that the new one? No way.
Yeah, he made a 4.4 shuttle. He's a 4.6 40.
No way. Did he really? This man just failed.
Mm-hmm.
No, he didn't. Let me see this. No way. 4.6 was this?
Yeah.
I thought it was 4.4. Ain't no way.
Which, I mean, honestly, it's not that awful for linebacker. He makes a lot of plays.
Or he went to combine? He did combine, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, he did. And
he didn't do it.
He ran the 40 in his pro day, I believe, which was a 4.6. Which is not very fast. Overall, he should have done better.
I still think
he makes a lot of tackles.
I got 4.4 from what I'm looking at. I thought that was the updated one. You're telling me 4.6?
Which is a big difference, right?
It is. But again, he's still good. Damn you, Jeremiah! You ran a 4.68. You bastard.
Yeah. 4'6" dude. He has small hands. He's not an
10
entirely
inches.
huge person, but I think he's
He's
going to be
still
one of those
good.
guys he just could play football. He's a football player. He understands how to tackle. He understands how to make plays. He's always going to be around the ball because he always was around the ball.
Yeah. And what's going
I
to be a big crucial is these tackling, because now the tackling got changed. And we'll talk about that after these
exactly.
picks.
Oh my goodness. But
Yeah.
I think the question is which position. He's not really a middle linebacker, but he could be a good inside linebacker. If it's in a 3-4 and a 4-3, he's
You
not
put
really
him
a
at
middle.
will. You
Put
put
him at
him at
will
will.
and
Yeah.
let him
You put him at will.
or rush. I like that. I like that.
Damn, man. All right. Anyways,
But he's not
4.6.
fast. But he does make plays, and when he's pass defending, he always has a pass defense. He always has his good moves. He always makes sacks. He plays the game the right way.
He does. 4.6 isn't like horrible.
He's small. He's slower than most tight ends. That's where it is.
His 3-cone was a little bit it was mediocre. So, and I kind of like looking at the 3-cone when it comes to linebackers specifically on how well they get around. How good they pivot around either the line, and how good
But look
they
how he reads the
dip their
quarterback.
hips.
You see how he reads the quarterback? He does a great job with that.
Mm-hmm.
A guy being that versatile is really interesting because he, as I said, we could put him on the edge, we could blitz him, and he's going to get to the quarterback, or he's going to read the quarterback. Know exactly what they're showing right now. How he sees that he's looking and staring him down, and he finds the
He's
ball.
got great
He makes
coverage.
plays.
He's got, and he's got great coverage. And he's got good pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
His run defense isn't too bad either. Like he probably gets stuffed up a little bit, but it ain't too bad. Like this is why he's like our number 4-1. I still like him. Like last year this time I really was excited for this guy, and then I realized Cooper was a little bit better, Wilson was a little bit better, but Trotter isn't too bad. Like he's not his dad, but
I feel like if he put on 15 pounds, it could maintain his
put him
regular
at
speed.
okay, 240-ish. Okay.
Yeah, if he's a 240 dude and he tackles the way he tackles, because he hits and lays the wood and can get after the quarterback, that's could be a star player, honestly. But right now he's too small to do the things that you want him to do. So
Starter,
he's
but
more
not
of a little
IDP.
exactly.
Starter, but not IDP. I don't think I want this dude on my IDP leagues. Unless he goes somewhere in need and dire of a freaking linebacker like Buffalo or something.
Washington, Buffalo. Well, not Washington anymore, but you could go. Washington could get him and stash him, and he could learn from one of the best linebackers to ever play football.
Any linebackers that with Bobby right now next year? Look, Drake May. Please tell me you get him. Please tell me you get him. Yeah, good enough. You give him pressure. Look, he's got good assets for him to become a good pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see him at edge? I don't.
Because he's 6 feet tall.
Yeah, no, that's it. I don't think you do. But he's very athletic, and that's what I love about this guy. So this is why I'm kind of placing him at the will spot. And I'm okay with that. I just don't see him going anywhere else. Middle, you'd have to really take control of that entire field. But then
he's
again,
too small, and then had to deal with all those big linemen coming after him. So that's
right.
why I will in a 4-3, inside linebacker possibly in a 3-4, because he's not going to rush as much because he's too short. Can't put his hand in the ground. Tackles will kind of push him down too easily. But I mean, there's positions to play, and he's more of almost like a hybrid. If he was faster, I would say a hybrid, almost safety type of player, because he could do all the things. But he has to increase his speed maybe or get bigger. He's in between it right now.
No, yeah, I agree. So he's projected to
pedigree.
potentially go to the Falcons. Later in the rounds.
Late second? Yeah.
Later, I think he's like 70 something big, so he's later than that because he's probably the fourth one off the board, the fourth linebacker.
That's
So if
early
he
third
does,
then.
say what?
It's early third then. So he's either late second, early third. If he goes to the Falcons, it's gonna be early third.
That's early third, yeah,
Yeah.
early third. But not second. If he goes to the Falcons, it probably might be a good fit. I don't know if he'll start right away with Caden Ellis being there, and um, you know, I don't know. Lorenzo Carter's there. Nate Ellis is there. Not Nate Ellis, but Nate Landman is there. He might actually have himself an established place because Troy Anderson is also a really good, decent linebacker, but he got hurt last year. If he's coming back this year, he should be taking his spot. So it's up in the air still with this
If he
guy. Like,
goes to Atlanta, I could see him playing more of nickel. So you could play him in a nickel situation and let him stay on the field almost because he can defend as maybe as a strong safety and also stay on the field as a linebacker. The problem is you don't want to put him in the place where linemen are going to get to him.
yeah. No, I think that's a good kind of a good spot for him wherever he goes. But again, he's projected to go to Atlanta. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But overall, he's gonna be a good asset somewhere. Either he's gonna give a good team a very good depth beat because he could be that one, or he could be that high end linebacker two. So, not too bad. As for linebackers, we have one more, and that's pretty much it. So, this final linebacker almost didn't do just because he was kind of lower on the depth charts, but we have Cedric Gray out of North Carolina, 6'1", 234. I think that might have changed recently due to the combine, but another dude who ran 4.6 and projected to go to LA. Anything you got on him that you kind of want to see or say? Or
I mean, he's a little bit more explosive than Jeremiah Trotter. His 10-yard splits were like 1.59, which is pretty good for so that means he make his decision. He can get downhill real quick. His
he's very
wingspan's a little bit
physical.
wider. So I mean that's good.
He's very physical though. That's what I like about this dude. He's
Which
not scared. Like he's not scared. No matter how big the dudes are in front of him, he's got a little bit of a dog in him, and I like that.
I agree. What surprised me was his strength. So only doing 17 on the bench press was kind of surprising to me because I thought of a more physical type of linebacker. I don't mind the size at 235, 234, 235. I don't mind that size, and especially at 6'2". But you would think that he has to be stronger or physical to be able to take on the lineman.
I think it might have been his wingspan that hurt him. He's got a
That
great
could make sense.
wingspan. That might be the issue because these long arms kind of probably it's probably harder for him to push.
But he's explosive. I mean, you see him. I saw him on squat rack. He squats. The dude's powerful, and that's important too. But you do need to be able to get off a dislodged lineman, and that's a little worried with him.
Yeah, but he's really good at coverage. I would say very good at coverage and the pass rush. The man can pass rush really good. If it's pass play, they're gonna be in trouble because that's exactly what he's good at.
Look at
He'll
that.
cover you. He'll drop back. He'll get himself. He'll tip the ball or something. Or if they rush him, like it looks like they're gonna rush him here.
Arm free, make
Held
the tackle.
Held up his place. Dude's clearly bigger than him. That guard or tackle was way bigger than him. What's this? Another coverage one?
Oh, damn. Strip.
So I mean, he's not bad. He's the worst linebacker of the 5 that we're showing, and I still, like I said, these linebackers are coming out are something special. So obviously the top 3 you want in your IDP leagues, but overall, Cedric Gray is not entirely too bad. If the
Where do you have him ranked? What round do you think he's gonna get drafted?
Probably because it's probably closer round at the end of the third, back
So
end of
in
the
the
third.
third, early fourth.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, hold on. So maybe early fourth.
Mm.
Probably the very first 5 picks of the fourth or the last picks of the third, around there.
Here's someone that he kind of reminds me of, and he's not necessarily a starting linebacker, but he does play. He plays in Chicago, so that's why I've seen him. Noah Sewell kind of reminds me of that, and a little bit of in betweener, going to have to figure out the strength aspect of it. But if he does, he has all the qualities to be a good linebacker if he figures those other things out. He's not a project per se because he's going to make your team. He's going to do special teams immediately. But I don't know if he's your starter yet, and he might take a year or two to be your starter.
Okay. I see a lot of Anzalone in him.
I like that. I
I
like
see a
that.
lot of Anzalone in him. He's kind of just everywhere. And that's probably because he's playing middle. Look at that tip. I think I don't know. I see a lot of Anzalone in him. Alex is kind of everywhere. He's always involved. He gets himself in situations where either he's there in your face or he's creating havoc for the pass game. And I think this guy's that guy. And he's not scared to do it. And he may or may not be just as or better than Jeremiah Trotter as his career progresses. I don't know. But either way, I do like what he has overall. He has a good upside, and he might be a good stab in the dark for IDP in the last rounds. Might be a good taxi guy stash and
Okay.
see where he lands. Depending on where he lands and how well they utilize him. Like if he lands with Washington, and I wouldn't play him obviously, but if he could learn from one of the
Mm.
greatest linebackers, like I think he'll elevate his game.
Well, I think he's once again he plays hard. You don't see loafs. The same thing I said about Jeremiah Trotter. You don't see loafs with these guys, right? And you have skills. So if you have a chance to let a veteran really kind of mold him, I'll love it.
Yeah.
I think that could really do wonders for him.
Mm-hmm. I like Cedric Gray. I really do. I'm not have no negatives about him really. Um, Other than maybe run run defense, like the pass is good. It's the run a little bit, like sometimes it struggle bus, but it'd be all right.
Just like I'm saying, shed in the blocks. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but this group of linebackers is very interesting. We didn't even talk about Chris Boswell, and I know you like him.
I do.
We didn't even talk about him. So, we'll see how he does coming in. Obviously, again, a landing spot's going to be crucial for a lot of these guys, especially with the new tackling rule that I don't know. It's so hard to tackle the guy, and now you want me to perfect. If this guy's faster than me, there is no way in hell I'm going to be able to tackle him. That's what this tells me.
Honestly, it tells me that I'm going after your knee. I'm gonna take your legs out. I'm going after your knees because I
That
can't
might be
grab
even
you and hold
worse.
you and drag you down. I can't drag
That
you down
might be
anymore.
even worse. And,
Which is worse. I think it is worse. They shouldn't. This hip drag. This is someone's faster than you. They're getting by you, and you drag them down by from the side. That's basically anytime you see that. That's what we're gonna get, and that's a tackle. That's just a tackle. And I know people don't want rolled up on knees and roll up on legs, but I think a direct hit on the knee is much worse.
thing is, when rule changes, it's hard to obey because in the first couple of weeks there's going to be so many flags. It is going to be so hard for a lot of these veterans to change. Like
But
I can't.
since
Some
you're
of these linebackers
8
are
years old,
small
8 years old,
but good at what they do, and they use their momentum at the hip. Because these tight ends, these tight ends are big, man. They're
I'm a
strong as hell.
I'm a big man, right? And I would be a regular tight end. Tight ends in the NFL are regularly 6'6", 6'7", and 240 to 260 pounds. That's what they are regularly. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah. And if they're not that big and not that like they're like 6'4" with speed. So it's like you're essentially dealing with a larger receiver. It's like I don't know how I get it. I understand they want to try and not get these guys hurt, but at the same time, it's like this you
How do you
can't
play defense? I don't know how you play defense anymore. What do you want me to tackle you?
you literally have to straight up go after the like you know what we're gonna see more defensive players get hurt. I think that's
Trying
what we're
to
gonna see.
avoid doing all
Trying
these
to
crazy.
avoid this, if not going, you're gonna see this little corner trying to tackle a Derrick Henry and just get pummeled, and you can't because they utilize like in order for like Derrick Henry is a monster. There is no way to get him down without going after his legs and potentially injuring him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, and it's just because maybe because I've always played that defensive side of the ball. It's going to be an adaptive change. I just don't. I don't know. It's funny because after all this situation of talking about how that changed, I have a Terry Tate video of how the rules changed in the office, and it changed the entire way. It changed the entire office on how it ran. So, yeah, I don't know. We can probably get to that after we talk about the kickoff.
Let
I know
me
you
ask
talked
you a
about it about
question, though.
yesterday,
Yeah, we definitely talked, and I'll
and
do all that.
watching not yours, but Tank's reaction was so hilarious because he was just so clueless, like he knew of the rule change, but he's like, really,
Yeah, I'm like, dude, no,
really,
they're on.
like
He was like, no, but you're kicking it from the 40-yard line. I was like, you're
no.
not.
What this prevents, basically, essentially, is the kicker's still at the same spot, guys. The kicker has not moved. The only thing that's changed is his tacklers. His own teammates are just moving up front a little bit closer, well, a lot closer, really. They're just not back there with them at the 25, 30-yard line, is what it is. It's just a kicker by himself. You know what worried me there? I'm like, what happens on a windy day? Like, do they just keep a guy back there with them? Like just to hold the ball? Like, is it, if it rolls off the tee, what is he doing? Like,
That's
I
a
don't
good
know.
question.
I
That's a
want to know what
really,
happens on a windy day. That's the game where I want to be like, hey, we need a dude to hold it because it's really windy.
and then he's not allowed to move until after, like, someone touches the ball.
Yes. So they're just like that's on a win. Like we've seen these games. They're rare, but we've seen the games where the tee is just not holding up the ball anymore. It just kind of comes off. It's rare. Again, rare. So do we see it this year? I don't know. Next year, maybe. Year after that, well, at least it's probably gonna happen at least once within the next 3 years. If this rule stays. But if in week one we get 9 kick returns on
I
week
was like, if
one,
we get that many in the
on
entire
week one,
season,
I don't know, man. Some of these coordinators are very smart, and they're probably going to utilize this at some way or some to their advantage. And the kick returners, they're fast, man. They are
so
fast.
once you create this scrum, because that's what you're gonna do. You have everyone at the 40-yard, the kickoff team at the 40-yard line, and then between the 35 and 30, you have the rest of the players the other 9 guys blocking them. If they're not fanned out, you can create all type of holes, and you have two people returning back there. So you can make a lot of different things work. Designing kick returns are going to be easier because you're not dealing with people that are running at you 30 yards down the field. They're 5-6 yards in front of you. So
they're going to get blocked, but you know how easy it is to shed a block for some of these guys? Some of these guys are probably that's their biggest the guy who has the best swim move that's trying to they're gonna love this rule. They're absolutely gonna love it. You give me 1-on-1 with this dude, I'm gonna swim move right over him and then get the tackle. We'll see. But then some of these guys are gonna they're so good at what they do at kick returns that's all they've done their entire lives. That they're gonna come in here and they're gonna kick it back. I'm excited to see what this happens. Are they did they say if this is going to happen in preseason or the start of week 1?
So it's going to start in preseason. They'll get to practice all this stuff.
This
touchback comes to the 30-yard line.
I want to see what happens. Like, I can't wait because I know I don't agree with it all because essentially what this prevents is just delay of games with the touchback, basically. Like that's just what they're trying to force it within the 20. Now, the receiving team is the weird part. Is they have the chance to run it back at any time, but at any time they could just down it and then they start at the 30.
Yep. There's no such thing as a fair catch, but if you catch the ball and it's down, you can start at the 30. You give yourself up.
Like, why even do this anymore? Like the kick return, I'm scared of stupid rules like this is going to change it and it's going to eliminate the entire thing out of the game.
Well, here's the thing. At the end of the game, you want to do a onside kick, you have to tell the other team that we're going to do an onside kick. There's no more gamesmanship.
You can't do that in the first 3 quarters. It's not allowed in the first 3 quarters. It can only be done in the 4th. And yes, you're absolutely right. You have to tell them, hey, we are doing this now. We can't just surprise audible on your ass and do it. Like that's there ain't no more trickery anymore.
Like you're taking away so many things that are football, essentially football, and it's weird. I don't think I enjoy it. I don't like it. I don't like what we're doing.
I love the kick. The kick return was one of my favorite parts of the game. I loved being part of it. Like just running full speed at somebody, just knock the hell out. Look, it was like look, that is the prime spot for these guys to shine. If they are not doing good, like how are they? I don't know how they're gonna shine. I really don't. Good job. You blocked this one dude all 16 games or 17 games, but you really didn't do anything outside of that because you held up on your guy. Like it's just I don't know.
Cordero Patterson's gonna have a field day. Being able to run strong and run through arm tackles, he's gonna have a field day.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Didn't he sign with somebody else? Where'd he go?
Pittsburgh.
He signed a 2-year with somebody.
Pittsburgh.
2
years, $6 million contract. Pittsburgh.
Bro, Pittsburgh are just making moves left and right. Pittsburgh's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Please fix that line. That's all I ask for. Please fix that line. If you don't, I'm gonna be very upset. All right. So speaking of rule changes, we've been watching the office linebacker. Why? Because we've been doing linebackers for the last couple weeks, right? So it only makes sense that we watch Terry Tate once a freaking year. So in this specific one, there was a rule change that was in the office. So hence the NFL just made this rule. Let's watch what Terry Tate does with the new office rule. It's actually quite fun.
Said that hiring an office linebacker was a gimmick, a cheap publicity stunt. But with Terry Tate's proven motivational techniques, our productivity is up another 46% for the year.
Now, some of these are clips from the old one, but
look at his face.
Sorry about that, guys.
You must be out of your mind, son. You can't cut the cheese wherever you please. That's just nasty.
But that's not to say that I play favorites in the Felcher family. So when I received Paul's complaint.
Cut the cheese? I'm lactose intolerant. Terry Tate assaulted me. That's just not right.
My hands were tied. I had to follow employee handbook policy. So we brought in Geneva Stoller, a human resource consultant with Sanchez Steamer and Company, to run a workshop on office sensitivity.
You ain't all the candy get, and I'm gonna lay a snack attack on your candy ass that you won't ever snap back from again, bitch!
Oh, interesting. The first rule of sensitivity is that every human has a personal bubble that should never be penetrated without HR approval. Anyone observed in non-compliance will receive one of these. A badge of shame. Any questions? You're fired.
Sensitivity training? Hey, man, I'm a sensitive motherfucker. My tackling knows no race, gender, or creed. So bring it on. I'm an equal opportunity hitter machine, baby. All day, every day. Believe that. Damn, friend, you know.
Mr. Tate. It was obvious we had an E11 situation with Mr. Tate. I had no choice but to ask him to turn in his jersey and reassign him to a desk job.
Special bubble. This woman can't come to my house and tell Triple T that he has trouble with the special bubble. Look, man, playing out of position, that ain't Terry's game. You can take the fish out the sea, but you ain't ever gonna take the linebacker out of me. Believe that.
How many defensive players felt that after the rule change?
That sounds like safeties that used to be able to hit all these wide receivers, and now you're gonna take me out of the game?
Yeah, you know how many, like, that's how I feel, man. This rule change just changes it, man. Like, I understand. Like, I get it. But it's so hard to tackle somebody who's twice your size and you're a DB. Tight ends are going to have such a haymaker day on these DBs now, but hey.
So if you start to get dragging someone, like, they have to let go because they can't drag you down. It's like,
that's a good point. I don't
they have
know.
to just go
like,
sorry.
do you just hang on to his leg and just hope that maybe your teammate will catch up? And I don't know. Because George Kittle does not go down easy. Like, he I don't know, man.
George Kittle's the kind of guy that if you're over to the left and he touchdowns right straight ahead, he's going to run to the left and knock you over first and then try to go for the touchdown. That's just him.
I'm trying to think of, like, Travis Kelce is a guy that runs straight towards guys. He don't juke or anything. He'll, like, and then who's another one like that? There's an
Mark Andrews does not try to cheat.
Yeah, he goes straight. He's got no agility moves. He just goes straight.
Yeah.
McBride does the same thing. He'll go straight at a dude. Like, it's just, I don't get it. We'll see how this year goes, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more penalties for these defensive players, and they're going to have to adjust like Terry Tate.
This is Roger.
Hey, Figure Flipper.
Hey, Burger Flipper. I was about to call you, man.
Living large, my man.
Just call me Butter, baby. I'm on a roll. Oh, speaking of rolls. Hey, can I get some fries with that shake?
Make that a double.
Well, I'm open to refining the paradigm.
Roger, may I have your permission to initiate physical contact upon your person?
Let's see. No.
The new rules of engagement were affecting our bottom line.
That's exactly how it's going to be, man.
May I please have your permission to be able to knock you out, please?
That's exactly how it's going to be.
Workplace morale plummeted.
Mom?
And horseplay rose sharply. And as it turns out, like all great revolutionaries, Geneva had a fatal flaw.
Hey, Pablo. Facial hair drives me wild.
Uh-oh.
It seems that even human resource executives might be human after all.
Oops.
You can't make a pass and pinch Pablo's ass? That's old school rules, baby. Woo! Nice mustache.
Ever since Geneva's unfortunate departure, our productivity has gone back to record levels. And
That's gonna be
as
2025
I've
for
always
us.
said, if it
Yeah, I
ain't
hope so.
something that's broken, then there's no need to repair it.
I already got my oil change.
He throws
This ain't your home, so don't use the speakerphone, Roger.
Roger.
He just threw that telephone at his chest. But look, this whole rule change is definitely gonna change. And I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. That's gonna be us in 2025. I cannot imagine DBs trying to take down these giant run. Like AJ Dillon's gonna have an amazing year if Josh Jacobs goes down. Him and Derrick Henry, like they're just big dudes, man. Like 250 pounds of just
That you have to drag down. Linemen have to drag them down. So what do you think a DB is going to do? Get muffed. That's what they're going to end up doing. Derrick Henry muffing everybody.
It's going to be bad, but we'll see. I don't think this rule sticks. I really don't. Look, how many years have we played in the NFL, and we are now just talking about how we should tackle? Like, I understand the head spearing was, okay. That's like you using it as a weapon. But wrapping up and then kind of
that should be it. If you're not launching, you're not headhunting, get them down.
Yeah.
Like, what you want me to do? Drop kick him? Like, I don't know what do you want me to do?
I don't know. But next week, we'll be back. We'll bring in. I have more Terry Tate videos. And then we have like 2 or 3 more Terry Tate videos, and they all comply with the following weeks. I love it, man. I really do, because we also have the draft one.
I'm pretty sure the NFL is doing it. That's what's going on. The NFL is watching Terry Tate, and that's what they're following. That's what's happening right now.
Terry Tate is the story of the NFL. What's going on? All right, let's end it with a couple of freaking trades, and then we'll go from there. We'll call it a day. We'll be back on Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not. No, Sunday we are not going to be
it's
here.
Easter. It's Easter.
Yeah, for Easter, we'll be here on Tuesday.
I might be here Sunday. I might come back Sunday and do an episode. We'll see. If I come back, I'll probably just be alone. Who knows? I might just run a mock draft or something like that. But yeah, I'll plan on being here Sunday. If not, and then the thing is, it's probably gonna be a letter episode if it's just me. So if that's the case, then yeah. Anyways, let's get to these trades. All right. Oh, another rule. J.K. Dobbins is now cleared to play.
Yeah.
And of course, he is now the talk of the trades lately. Running backs have just been kind of seemed the thing nowadays right now. Just with what we've been seeing lately, the pro days have been coming out. Running backs have been moving everywhere. If you missed our couple episodes of our Bleacher Report episode, the Gridiron Heights, it was just a what was it, like a DMV full of running backs, and they were just either getting re-signed or to a new team. Or what was that one where they pull in the slot and then they got a new team? Did you see that one?
Yeah, it was just like
yeah. So they're like,
now
they got a team. Green Bay. All right. Okay. All right. So which team side wins? I hate these questions because I feel like there is no winner. It's either both parties are happy or whatnot. But it's a 12-team Superflex Dynasty. So the 107, the 302, and J.K. Dobbins. Okay, so the 107, 302, and J.K. Dobbins. All this year for this year's 109 and Kendra Miller.
I'll take that.
Which one?
107, the
302 and J.K. Dobbins?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't really know what Kendra Miller is yet. As long as Kamara's still there.
That's the problem. Kamara's still there.
Yeah. And that's the one team that just kind of don't really utilize all their backs because Kamara can kind of just do it all. Like until he's gone, we don't really know. So yeah, I kind of agree with you. The 107 could be a good standout wide receiver. It is super flex, so you know it's going to be a receiver because all the quarterbacks are going to be gone the first 5 rounds.
Yep.
So you're looking at Rome Odunze, Malik Neighbors at worst here. So overall, not bad. And the 302 could probably be yourself a running back like Allen or Benson or Corum or one of those guys.
Exactly.
And JK, he'll get you that one game. So,
he holds you to later, and he's going to be a good placeholder. And you never know, he might end up surprising you, but he's not going to do anything better than these other guys. And you can get a young guy because you're not going to get a running back in those positions anyway. So yeah, I think that's fine.
If Dobbins can stay healthy, which that's a very hard thing to say.
At this point.
It's very hard to say, and I don't I'm pretty sure everyone's given up on him. Literally, probably everyone's given up on him. And for Dynasty, it's like you can't really, you can get rid of him, but at the same time, it's like,
but he's a good add-on too,
right?
Like,
and that's
someone
the thing
to have on your team that you kind of want because at any point in time, he's a RB1 talent
because he's so good when he does play. So again, it's not bad. I'll take the 107, the 302, and J.K. Dobbins over the 109 Kendrick Miller as well. The second trade I have is a 12-team PPR Superflex. You start 11. Okay, so there's no IDP or anything like that. So it's probably like 3 receivers or something like that.
Okay.
With a 2 Superflex and maybe 2 running backs. I don't know, something like that. But it has Burrow, Aaron Jones, and Kupp. Okay, so Burrow, Aaron Jones, and Kupp. 4, Herbert, Najee, and Debo. And it's funny because we just talked about Najee today. The way I see it, it's 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, and 2 receivers. So essentially, it's like old farts for young guys, except for the quarterback spot.
Give me the young guy.
Not even Debo. Debo's up there with Kupp.
Debo is 28. Kupp is
30, 31, isn't he?
31, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll lean Debo there.
And then you got Najee and Aaron Jones,
which
I'm kind of thinking Najee myself.
I think Aaron Jones will have a good 1 year, but overall, I would rather have Najee.
Though,
I want Najee after that.
Aaron Jones just went to the Vikings, and he didn't even exercise a free agency. He didn't even exercise. Like, what if he went somewhere else? He did it out of anger just so he could play against the Packers twice.
Yep.
Like that.
But it might be a good situation because he has a rookie quarterback. So he's a veteran running back with a rookie quarterback that he might end up running the ball. Might be okay. But I still would take Najee because I think Aaron Jones, I really think he has a year, maybe a year and a half. Like he makes it through half of next year. That's it.
Look, in the last 3 years, he hasn't been healthy. He has gone down for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, a week here and there. Like it hasn't been
another 3 weeks. He did it multiple times last year.
Yeah. So it happens to these running backs. You see the talent is there, but the problem is their body can't handle it anymore. That's probably going to be Kamara next year, but that's just my doubt or my. I
think Kamara has 2 years left in him. That's it.
So Aaron Jones, you just see it. It's the old man in him. Like it's a young man's game at running back. Aaron Jones hit that point. So I'll take Najee over that. And between Burrow and Herbert, they're both really good,
and Herbert's going to put crazy numbers up. So I'll take the Herbert Najee side.
Right.
Yeah.
I do like Burrow over Herbert, but however,
they're going to both put numbers up, so it's fine. I think Burrow's a better quarterback, but it's close enough in that Herbert's going to throw for 5,000 yards and whatever.
Yeah. I'll agree with that as well. Okay. And then the last one here, Dynasty Superflex. Okay. T. Higgins and the 110. So T. Higgins in the 110. 4. Zay Flowers and the 108.
Give me the T. Higgins and the 110.
T. Higgins 110?
Yeah.
You didn't like what Zay Flowers? Was that not good enough for you?
I like Zay Flowers more. I think I like T. Higgins more than I like Zay Flowers a lot.
Why is that?
Because T. Higgins has not had the opportunity to be the number one receiver. I think that they're trying to convince him to stay, and then they're going to force him the ball. So he's young. They're going to force him the ball. So because really, there's only a year and a half between Zay Flowers and T. Higgins, because T. Higgins is that young coming in, and then the 108, 110, because it's super flex, you're really going to be able to get either a wide receiver anyway, because all those quarterbacks are going to go early.
Yeah.
So you probably still end up getting, a chance of Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze, no matter either one, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna go opposite from you, man.
I mean, because you could get at 8.
Zay Flowers still on a contract right now.
Yeah.
And because it is super flex, there's going to be 5 QBs taken probably in the first 5, which gives me one of those top 3 receivers. So I'm going to have 2 good receivers rather than I'm not knowing what that 110 might be.
Or I can end up with Brock Bowers and T. Higgins.
Yeah. I don't know. My bad, Kadani. I didn't see this. What happened? It was the last second shot, and then the screen went blank.
Oh, I didn't see it. Sorry.
I don't know. That was a minute ago. I don't know. That is weird. For like a second? I don't know. But I just don't I don't know. I'll take the Zay Flowers or the 108 because he's gonna be with freaking Lamar for the next 2 years. That I know of. T. Higgins may go somewhere. Like, you're taking that risk of him not being there. I get it. He's going to be good this year, right? They're going to feed him the ball. That's exactly how you said. But next year?
Even if Matt T. Higgins is going to be a possible number 1 somewhere?
Yeah, but but what if he goes to the Jets?
Doesn't matter. I think T.
And
Higgins.
then Aaron Rodgers is gone. What if Aaron Rodgers
you don't have no quarterback? He has those to place
point. That's my point.
He has to sign that deal. So he's not like going somewhere like they're trading him. He has to sign that deal. So he gets to choose what quarterback he's playing with. So I'm thinking T. Higgins, no matter what, is going to be that number 1 guy. At 110, I believe that Zay Flowers is going to have a little bit more difficult time now that Mark Andrews is coming back, because now they have 2 really good tight ends that you have to play both of them. So that's less catches available. So I think that you're going to get more out of T. Higgins. But either way, it's not like you're hurting yourself, because Zay Flowers is your number 1 receiver. He's just not number 1 receiver. He's the number 1 receiver of that team. Or he's really the number 2 because Mark Andrews becomes the number 1 receiver the way they do things.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. I'm going to cut this video up, and I'm going to see what people think. Because I disagree. I think I will take the Zay Flowers 108. But that you have a strong argument. You really do. I'm not hating
I understand the 108 too.
But I'd rather take Zay Flowers knowing that he is the number 1 there right now with Lamar, and he's got another 2 years left. And the 108 is going to be a nice rookie that could have 2 decent receivers or wherever that 108 is. So, but I'm going to cut this one up specifically and see what the comments say. I mean, some of you guys leave some interesting comments when we're not on the show. So
I wonder, because I will be afraid to have Zay and Malik Neighbors. As much as I like him, you know me with shorter receivers.
Yeah, but you start them both.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, I don't like 2 of the guys that are shorter receivers that aren't the ball to throw the ball up in the air type of guy. I like that guy.
The last 3 years, these short dudes have been doing pretty freaking good. I'm almost.
You're not wrong, because DJ Moore is my dude now. And he's amazing, and he's only 6 feet tall.
These receivers have been doing pretty good. And some of these running backs have been doing pretty good. Like, I don't think that, like, if these guys can meet the potential skill, why does it even matter? I get it. It's an old school mind thing. You might be thinking. I don't know what's going on.
I like we're talking about wide receivers. Give me Marvin Harrison Jr. I want the 6'4" dude. Well, as long as we're talking about you both young, I want the taller dude. I trust that more.
Yeah, but what if the 108 is Rome Odunze? What if it's Harrison?
If it's Rome Odunze, then you win, because that means
not if you have already taken the Higgins 110 trade though.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, for me,
that changes it. That changes it. I think Rome Odunze and Zay Flowers is a better package than the Brock Bowers and T Higgins. If you get Rome Odunze, I just don't know if it's too much for me. I know I'm gonna get a 110, pretty much.
Again, me and Brian are disagreeing on this, but we'll see what you guys say. We will cut this up. Hopefully, cut this up soon before I leave, and then we'll leave it up and see what you guys say. It's like stream was unavailable. I don't know what happened. So y'all did the Terry Tate vacation. No, we have not.
No,
we have not. I might do that next week. Actually, I might save that one for next week, because I think next week we'll still be talking about the look. The owners are still there for the next 2 days. Anything can happen the next 2 days.
Changes? Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. So the next 2 days, they're still going to be talking about rules might actually get changed. There might have been rules that got established tonight, but they just haven't released to the press yet. And we'll hear about it tomorrow morning. So we'll hear about that. We'll probably talk about that on Sunday. I know something stupid's going to happen the next 2 days, because when these guys get in that room, the good thing about this, after this week, the schedule should be out. So I'm excited for that.
That's going to be awesome. Breaking that down is going to be fun.
Yeah, because I know I have to make some arrangements. The moment that schedule comes out, I have to make arrangements to Dallas and potentially Chicago.
Let's go. Let's go. That's the only way I won't spend money on Chicago Bears is if Martin comes out somewhere. That's the only way.
We can go to Indy. Indy ain't that far, right?
Yeah, no, Indy is real close for me. That's fine.
There you go. We'll go to Indy. I know you're boycotting the Bears, so we'll go to Indy. How about that? We'll go.
There you go. I'm just saying, not $1.
We'll go. But yeah, I don't. But we'll come. I don't know. I might come back alone on Sunday. Come do a mock draft with me. It'll be a little bit later. If the guys do decide to take Easter off, that's fine. They got families and stuff. I have a little bit more free time on Sunday, so I will be here alone with you guys. Mark may or may not join. I don't know. If I don't show up on Sunday, well, then expect no show. But I did make a promise every Sunday and Wednesday. However, due to holidays, that may or may not change. So if I come back Sunday, you and I chat, we will make a mock draft together, and we'll accept trades depending on what you guys do. I'll let the chat run it. We'll see what they say, because Anthony, his mind goes left field, and I love that man. He's just, I don't know what goes. Was he here today? Did he miss a show?
He did miss today. Yeah. Yep. He was there yesterday, so I can't.
I saw that. Yeah. He's never missed a show. That's amazing. Hey, that's a first. Anthony, where you at, man? I hope you're okay. We'll see what Anthony does on Sunday, because he loves to come in and chat about stuff. So, anyways, guys, you got anything else, Ryan?
Nope. I mean, this is going to be interesting things to see what comes with this owners meeting. I think they're going to get trades. I wouldn't be surprised that this T. Higgins question actually comes back up, because Cincinnati actually trades T. Higgins to a different team for a first-round pick. I would not be surprised at all, honestly.
I mean, they're there. All the owners and the coaches, the head coaches and the owners are there. It's usually prompt. Like I've seen it. Like even in dynasty leagues, like we get together at the end of the trophy, and we happen to be there, and then we like kind of talk shop and like, hey man, I'll make you a trade today, and then in the middle of February, somebody makes a trade. It just happens. But now they're in March.
The Giants want them. The Giants say do that, and then they change the entire draft because now they don't need a wide receiver. they go ahead and get off tackle or quarterback.
I don't understand the Giants and their fixation on freaking receivers so bad. I don't understand it. Like it hasn't happened, and you can't figure it out because you've been doing this for years. You either grab one in the first or the second, and you still haven't found your guy. So just give up and fix your line. Fuck's sake. All right, guys. That's it. That'll do for Wednesday. See you more than likely Tuesday, maybe Sunday. But good morning, good evening, good night, wherever the hell you guys are at. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Easter, as you do on, whatever traditions you guys got going on Easter. If not, it's fine. Like, just have a good weekend. We'll see you back on Tuesday. Yeah, that's it. What do you got for me, Godani? What do you got? I can see Robert Kraft walking by and sees Jerry Jones sitting on a long couch petting a dog, saying, "Take a seat. Let's talk business." Exactly. That's exactly. Well, I don't know. Anything can happen. They're just there. The fact that you brought his dog into this is just a little, interesting. But sure, that could happen. All right, Kadani, you take care, man. We'll see you guys on the next one, and take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.
Thanks, guys.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate.